Hello, darling. Happy hump day. If you hear a little frog in my throat, she's a little under the weather. My husband's out of town. I've been doing all the things, wearing all the hats, running myself into the ground. But you know what? The show must go on, honey. So let's get it on. Hello, world. Come inside the Dear Juju podcast. How's it going? Happy hump day. You know, fall is just right around the corner. I mean, September 22nd here in the upper hemisphere, northern hemisphere, is fall. We're kind of all obsessed with it. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, fall, sweater weather, cozy season. This fall, let's let the trees be a reminder of how beautiful it is to let things go. Am I right? And in saying that, don't worry, I'll segue back to myself. Don't you worry about that. Instead of putting things on Facebook Marketplace and on Instagram and trying to sell and shipping and I've just decided to have an estate sale. I've enlisted a company. She's coming on Monday, and we're going to let someone else handle it. It's a 60-40 split, but you know what? What they would put on sale and the things that they would get money for, I probably wouldn't even have time to sell anyways because it's such a vast range of things. It's jewelry, it's clothing, it's all these things. So I've just decided to let it all go. So next time you see a beautiful fall situation, think of something in your life that you could let go of because it is so beautiful. And let's let the trees and nature remind us that there's a time to let things go. And honey, that fall, this is what I'm doing. She's shedding all her leaves. So this fall, what can you let go of? Is it an idea? Is it a mindset? Is it something physical? Or is it something spiritual? Or is it something emotional? Okay, let go of something. It's so fucking beautiful and freeing. Let's do it together. You, me, letting go, letting God. Moving on, I heard 2 stories this week. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm like, do I have early dementia or am I genuinely so absorbed in my own world of Juju's dreamland that I just have no idea? It's like sometimes I'm so in the moment and not very attached to the moment, and I'm just living the moment that I don't really remember the moment. It's very odd. So the first story was on a really great podcast that I got tagged in. Her name is Marina. She does the business of dance. She's the dance mentor. And what she really does is help young creative dancers turn it into a business, get their show business working for them, and really kind of guides you in that. So what she does is she interviews a lot of people. So she interviewed this huge choreographer, Trisha Miranda, who used to be a former dancer, and we used to dance alongside each other. We all did. So I got tagged in the post. And it was so funny because Trisha was telling her story about how she first booked Beyonce. So she said that she went to the callback and there was only 4 dancers at the callback. Marina, Tiana, Trisha, which was her, and Julianne Waters. They were like, yes, it was us 4. And I was like, I was in a callback for Beyonce? I don't even remember that. Or I think I slightly started to remember and I was like, is that for real? I clearly didn't book it. Trisha did. And it was just like, I knew I was too short. Like Beyonce's 5'20" or something. Like she's really tall compared to me. I'm 5'1". And I just thought, we're not the same height. And back then it was very much like she liked dancers that looked like her, that were her height, that she could stand next to and kind of be same. Now it's very different. But I just kind of knew that I wasn't going to book it. So I think I remember it literally as took it in my head like, you know what? I'll pretend like this is a dance class. But they were talking about how it was us 4 at the Beyonce callback, and they can recall it so clearly. And I'm like, I was? Interesting. Second story is one of my high school friends hit me up, and she said, hey, how's your dad doing? I remember he drove us to high school graduation. And I'm like, he did? She was like, yeah, it was me, you, and him. You don't remember? I have no recollection. I remember what I wore, a really cute pink dress. I had no idea that my dad drove me to graduation. And then I'm thinking, do I have onset fucking dementia? Like, what is wrong with me? These are 2 really big stories. You know, my dad's a really big thing in my life, getting driven to high school graduation. You would think that that's something that I remember. Beyonce getting called back to Beyonce. That's a really big thing. You think I would remember that? Guess what? I don't. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with my brain, but you know what? And it's not just a getting old thing. This has been since I was little. Little kids used to tell me that like you did this in dance, and when we were in dance, this happened and this happened and this happened. And maybe I'm just such a personality and so loud that people remember, where I'm just like, I'm just being me. I don't know, just another day in Dear Juju's dreamland. Like, but it's very specific in their mind because it's so clear cut. Let me tell you, if I do get dementia or, Alzheimer's, at least it won't be new to me. At least it'll be like, well, same old, same old. I'm just in the present, just feeling it. Now, let's go to science class. She said never. But I learned something this week that I found so interesting, and I think you'll find it interesting too. I was a twin. Isn't that cool? I birthed in the womb with someone. They think it was a male, so I think it might have gotten to that 12-week part. I'm not really quite sure on the timing of everything, but my mom was told that she was having twins, and we were fraternal twins. So even though we were twins, we were in separate sacks. So my twin stopped developing and started dying, basically, in my mother's womb. Okay, this is don't worry, the story's going to take a turn in a second. And my mom started hemorrhaging, and she thought that she was going to lose both babies. Clearly she didn't, but they call it a survival twin. And that's what I am. I'm a survival twin. Okay. And the next part about that's so interesting. This is the part that you really signed up for. What happens to the body is it gets absorbed by my mother and me. I absorbed my twin. And you know what? This really makes a lot of sense. I found an old video of me saying, I'm strong like a man, I got it. And I'm kind of buff. And that's what happened physically. What happened spiritually in the womb when I absorbed him? I'm like, bitch, you better watch out because I will absorb you. Oh my God, what happened there? I don't really know, but I find it really interesting, and spiritually as well. I kind of forget sometimes, oh yeah, I was a twin. And yes, I'm a survival twin. And I absorbed him. Isn't that weird? Maybe I absorbed him and then gave birth to him. Maybe Rocco is my twin. I don't know why I'm saying that, but maybe there's some truth to it. Maybe my son was my twin that I absorbed and held on to and then gave birth to. Maybe his soul went out through there. Who knows? So I wouldn't fuck with me, honey. My favorite line in Mommy Dearest is, "Don't fuck with me, fellas." This is not my first rodeo. And you know what? I kind of feel the same way. It's like, don't fuck with me, fellas. I will survive you and I will absorb you. Work! I was giving actoring. Did you feel that? I don't know if you're watching along at home, but that was very fun. Anyways, last but not least, I want to talk about two superstars of the moment. First of all, Pharrell Williams, yes, okay? There was a PETA protester who was acting like an absolute batshit crazy person. I love PETA. I love what you guys stand for. I love all of that. But let's handle it maybe in a way that isn't so crazy. You don't know how off-putting this person was. When someone's trying to get their point across and they try to get it across so hard and so loud and so crazy, you stop people from actually listening. Because the way Pharrell Williams handled it at a Louis Vuitton event, you guys, she was screaming, "Pharrell kills animals, Pharrell kills animals," or something like that. She wouldn't stop, and Pharrell kept going, "You're right. Hey, you're right. And I love you. I'm on your team," right? He was trying to build a bridge, and they could have possibly had a conversation, but she wouldn't stop screaming. So they just threw her out. And then he said, "I would like to address this." So here she was trying to steal the show, steal the stage, actually get a message across. And she totally ruined it, kiboshed it with her crazy. And Pharrell Williams then actually spoke so poignantly and said, sometimes you have to get in places of power before you can change the way things are done. And we're working on it. I'm fully aware. I fully agree. But to turn a ship around, you can't just flip a bitch. It happens slowly, but it happens when you're the captain. And I thought that was a beautiful message. And then Benson Boone performing at the VMAs. Have no idea who this person is. Never heard of him before. I have heard of his song. His song is so amazing. First of all, he's a short little mofo. He's part of the Pocket Rocket crew, if you will. His jumpsuit was fierce. His singing was amazing. And then he gave me backflips. Okay, he gave me performance. He was not just relying on his backup dancers. He had the whole stage to himself. He killed it. He rocked it. He owned it. He sang it. He slayed it. So Benson Boone, I'm now a fan. And that, I loved it. I said, here we go. Star is born. Go look at him on the VMAs. That was really fun. So those are my two little recaps of the week of what's going on. Now we got to get into some domestic goddessness because I'm having people over this weekend. I'm cooking a fish dish. Okay, cooking. I went over to my next door neighbor who's now become my best friend. She is a director at a preschool and she is fantastic at that. But I will say, and she knows it, she's missing her fucking calling opening something. She is an amazing cook and she puts her foot in it and she cares about it, and you can just see we connect so deeply on our love of cooking. And I understand where she's coming from because she's like, this is my passion, this is my hobby, this is like my life, you know. She's like, to put it on for sale. And sometimes I get that too. Why I don't do as many cooking videos as I should probably for the domestic goddess that I am is because I genuinely just fucking enjoy it. I don't want to set up a camera. It's like something for me, something for my family, something for my loved ones. And I know I need to share that, but there is some kind of private aspect. So I understand, but she's also like not living her best life, I feel. Anyways, I digress. A tilapia, 1 pan. So let me tell you what's in it. Basically, you do garlic and olive oil, right? You get your aromatics, you get your spicy peppers, you get cumin, you get coriander, you do tomato paste, then you do a little water, and basically it creates a broth. And what you do is you put your fish in, you put a bunch of parsley and cilantro on top, then you put the lid on. So it braises the fish. Then the most important and the best part is when you serve it on the table whole. Then everyone rips the pita and then you scoop it up and you eat the fish and the pita. It's gorgeous. Now, I would serve this with a cauliflower rice pilaf, would be really beautiful to continue with the whole herbs. A little bit of rice, you have your pita, and then serve it with a gorgeous, clean salad, right? Oh, and squeeze some lemon on that fish dish too. A clean salad, like bib lettuce and beautiful lemons and just ease some dill, like keep it really clean and really lovely. That's what I'm serving this weekend, okay? Cocktails, it is espresso martini season, okay? Now, what I love to do with my espresso martinis is one, get you a vanilla vodka. Vanilla vodka makes this so much better. Absolute vanilla is lovely. Okay, so this is my go-to recipe. And from here, you can kind of mix, match, take things in, take things out. So I do 1 ounce of vanilla vodka. Then I do a very short espresso shot. I like to add a dash of cream and a dash of Kahlua. That adds the coffee flavor, the creaminess, and it really gives it a more dynamic profile. Then I like to add some Angostura bitters, and then I like to do another 1/2 ounce of an Amaro. So all of that, I know it's a lot. It's a big one. And what I really love is just still serve it with an orange rind, because there's something about orange and coffee and chocolate that just works so well together. So maybe I'm even thinking about maybe I should add in some orange bitters to that as well. So do you love espresso martinis? Because it's the season, baby. Decor. Okay, it's been a long time since I've said this, since I've mentioned this, but I want to talk about my foyer and what's behind me. The Goodies wallpaper. You guys, you gotta fight for your rights to wallpaper, okay? If you want to jazz up your space, put in some wallpaper. People walk into my house that don't usually wallpaper and said, I wish I had the guts to do this. This looks fantastic. And you're like, thank you, just do it. The Goodies wallpaper is my favorite. It's in my foyer. It's back here on this wall. It's peel and stick, or you can get other kinds. To me, it's the most affordable. She has the best customer service. You can tell them, this is the size of my wall, and then she'll print off the paper so it perfectly fits your wall. Now, as I'm moving to London, I cannot wait to order from her time and time again, because every time I pick something and put the Goodies wallpaper in the room comes alive. So I know there's a lot of choices out there with a lot of wallpapers. Trust me, you're going to get good price, good print, good service. That's very rare to find. So the Goodies wallpaper, I'll tag them below, and you can find them on Etsy and on Instagram. Fantastic wallpaper. Wallpaper, 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 wallpaper. Have I told you to wallpaper? Okay. All right. And with that, let's get into some Q&A with some TNA. Baby. Okay, here we go. Dear Juju, hi, I love your show. Hi, I just turned 47 this year and I'm having trouble with my wardrobe style. Not sure what is appropriate for my age. I love your style, so I was wondering if you can do a show on how to keep up your look without looking outdated or inappropriate for your age. Love you. Oh, I love this. Very easy. Go onto Zara. Go onto Pinterest and kind of see what the kids are wearing. It's nice to see and then make it your own. I think it doesn't matter your age. You need to feel comfortable in expressing who you are in that moment. Like, I was a very different girl in my 20s than I was in my 30s, who I now am in my 40s. So as I grow and evolve into the Juju that I am today, you also probably are feeling not just like you want to put your finger on fashion, but like, who am I? I still feel like a young girl, but I'm a little bit older. You know what I mean? And so just wear whatever you feel great in. When you look at other people and you go, that's cute, why are you saying that? Is it because it's colorful? Is it because they're holding themselves very confident in it? When it comes to style, I am a vintage girl. I know what I like. I've finally found it after years and years. I've always been a vintage girl, but I really love vintage in a new way and respect it genuinely. And then I mix it with like new things. So if I have a vintage skirt, for example, I'm not going to wear it with a vintage top. Then it's too vintagey. So I like to mix and match just like I do my house. And it's a very eclectic vibe. I'll put it with a t-shirt or a sweatshirt and then like tons of necklaces, you know, that makes it really fun. This is the big takeaway with fashion. Let's say you had a really big meeting, okay, or a big dinner date with a boss or something exciting that you were looking forward to, where you had to get dressed up, and not like a opera or something where you had to be crazy dressed up like a red carpet, but literally like a dinner event, okay, and you had to look cool and chic and hip. What would you wear? Style yourself for that. Anything that doesn't fit in that box, once you start to feel yourself, give it away. Give it away and then give yourself time to explore the new. Okay? That's my advice when it comes to fashion. It's a rotating closet in that thing. I'm always taking stuff out and new things are always coming in because I'm ever evolving. Dear Juju, I absolutely enjoy your podcast and your YouTube channel. I love you. As someone who knows absolutely nothing about your line of work, the arts and entertainment, I'm very curious about it. As someone who grew up in the technical field, I was always aware of the stability that this career choice could and would afford. As a young dancer, did you get health, dental, and vision insurance? Ha! That's a joke. And I have absolutely no idea how that works for the people in the entertainment industry. Thanks, Juju. Okay, that's a big laugh. When you're first of all, when you're in your 20s and you come from a broken home, it's just like nobody taught me about anything. And there wasn't social media to even learn about it. I was definitely on the young and healthy, cross your fingers and say a prayer. I would go to the urgent care and just pay the $150 if I ever needed anything. And thank God that was once in a blue moon. So I came out to California. I found out about eating really healthy green juices. I knew about celery juice before it was a trend. I got onto the vitamin D and I got hip to like the E3 live shots, and I was completely obsessed with health. Probably also because, first of all, because I needed my body to look great for a dancer, but then also because I wasn't rocking any healthcare. I was out on my own. I needed a tooth pulled, and I will never forget, my friend's dad was a dentist, but his practice was like 2 hours away. So he said that he would do it for his cost of paying people, and I think it was $100 or $200. And I was waiting tables on the side for extra money, and I drove 2 hours down and got the tooth pulled for like $200. So no, there wasn't any healthcare. There wasn't any of that. I actually didn't get that until my first job at Awesomeness TV, which was DreamWorks Digital, where I was a showrunner. And then I remember them saying, we'll match it in your 401k and you get healthcare. And me being like, I'm sorry, I don't speak Mandarin. What do you mean? What are you talking about? So I learned about all these things clearly when I became a mother. Now I have it. My husband has it. He has a great job through the union. I actually could have gotten it as an actor through the union as well, but it's just not something that was talked about. So I had to do TV or commercial or film to get that. If you did music videos or tours, which were the cool things, hello, that's what we all wanted to do, that wasn't available, and it's still not available. And dancers now are still fighting for their rights to join together. There's no dancers union. There's nothing on music videos or tours that actually you don't have to pay them a certain wage. There's no rights. There's no benefits, all of that, which is really messed up because the people that we're dancing for are the multimillionaires that everyone loves, that are on the VMAs, that are selling out globally and craziness. So I have a story. When I was on tour at the Black Eyed Peas, I had an infection in my kidneys and I didn't know what it was because the gas was wrapping around my back and my mom said it might be your kidneys. And it was. I had a kidney infection and I was out for a week. The tour put a hold on my payment because I didn't dance for a week. I got threatened that I was going to either shape up or ship out, basically. And that Boston doctor bill, I think I had to pay over $1,000 for going to the emergency room because they didn't even offer me health care. Even though I was on their dime, I was on their payroll. Nope. So it's very hard as a dancer. You definitely learn the hard way to stack that coin, save for a rainy day. How are you going to have any kind of security? But, you know, you're living on a dream. There's the fun in it. There's a lot to learning. I hope that was interesting to you. But yeah, basically the long and the short of it was, hell no, honey. We had to sing for our supper. Okay, last one. Dear Juju, I want to have more fun with fashion, but my husband can be a little bit of a stick in the mud and prefers a more conservative look. Okay. He hates, embellishments like ruffles, bows, and tassels. Oh my God, this is hard to read. I'm not going to lie. As a lady who loves to have fun with fashion, do you ever deal with this from your husband? Does he ever think that you are too over the top? Is there a way to balance self-expression with your partner's preferences? Okay, this is a fun podcast, okay? So I'm not trying to take this too deep, but fuck him. Oh my God, sorry, excuse me, I'm a little under the weather. Okay, so what I was saying was I really think, hold on. Fuck him. Oh, excuse me. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. Not really. No, I personally married someone who the more I express myself, the more over the top I am, the more in my own umph, he loves it. I think he gets a silent kick out of it. He's like, look at my badass woman. And you know what? The other day we went to an event, a family event, and all the moms came in jeans. And I was, of course, there in like this 2-piece print fabulousness. And he was like, look at the mom jeans. Look at the mom jeans. He goes, oh my God, Juge, everyone here, every woman here is wearing mom jeans. And we're in Los Angeles. And I said, oh, honey, don't I know it? And he said, you really are one in a million. And we made me cry a little bit, made me kiss him a little bit. This is solely a him problem. Okay? Do what you want, wear what you want, how you want. Let's put it in this perspective, okay? Do you have a daughter? I don't know if you do. I do. Or do you have a little girl in your life that you love? Like maybe you're an auntie or like a friend's kid or something. Imagine if your friend called you. Let's role play for a little bit. Role play. Okay, I'm calling you. I'm the friend. Ring. You pick up the phone. Hi. Listen to what happened today. My little girl, who you love, went to school. And she went to school in a dress that had ruffles and tassels and bells and whistles. And she looked so fabulous. And she was so proud of it. And then guess what? A little boy came up to her and said, "You look stupid. I don't like that." How devastating. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Which response would make you proud of this little girl? The little girl felt so bad. She cried, she called me, and she wanted to change. Does that make you proud? Or does this make you proud? The little girl stuck her tongue out and said, "I don't care. It's what I'm wearing. How about you mind your own business?" Flipped the hand and walked away. Fabulous. Which one would you be more proud of that response? Okay? I know this is your husband, so this is very probably hard to hear. And probably, do you see how I'm getting like amped up? Because I think you should be unapologetically you, okay? Don't dress for your mother, your brother, your lover, your friend, your father, your daughter, your sister, your men, okay? Like, don't dress for anybody but you. I grew up in a home where I was not understood. My mom didn't really. She was like, "Okay, where'd she come from?" She literally says that still to this day. You know, my dad wasn't really there to pay attention. I remember a lot of the people close to me were kind of making fun of me anytime I wore something out of the ordinary. But I just was like, I love this. Like, you don't know. I love this. And I wear this because I feel the best me in it. And if I feel the best me in it, shouldn't you want that for me? Like, what's actually going on here? I would say, you don't lift up that hood because there's a lot more going under the surface. Okay? There's projecting. This is hard. This is a hard one. And what I'm going to tell you is, honey, fight the man. Fight against the machine. If they don't like it, I have 2 words. Fuck them. That goes for my mother, brother, lover, sister, friend. My father, my daughter, my lover, all them. Okay? That goes for anybody. I wear what I want because I feel good in it. And if you have a problem with it, that's a you problem. Thank you very much. Okay, espresso martinis. I'm going to go. Ooh, that just got me fired up. Is it hot in here? Fuck them. Oh, God. Sorry, I keep sneezing. I don't know what's happening. This is supposed to be a fun podcast. That really bummed me out. Oh, man. And just start doing it. You know, he might accept it. And if he can't love you for the way that you dress, then Jesus. Oof. Anyways, that's the podcast. I hope you had a fun one. Can't wait to make that fish dish and espresso martini. Get you some wallpaper, okay? Do it. Just buy the wallpaper. Go to the goodies. You're going to find a million that you like. Click and click out, okay? Tell them Juju sent you. Be the star that you are. Dress how you want and be unapologetically you, okay? Even if that's demure, be you, okay? Be true to you. Because if you don't, then resentment, it gets really ugly, okay? And you're never mad at anyone else. You're only mad at yourself, okay? For what you did or did not do, what you did or did not say. Be you. I love you. You're a star. And I'm out. Mwah!